Picture this. You're running the world's most valuable company, sitting on a $4.4 trillion market cap, and suddenly the US government knocks on your door with an unusual proposition. Hey, we'll let you sell chips to China again, but we want 15% of every sale. Welcome to Nvidia's new reality under Trump 2.0, the deal that shocked Silicon Valley. In an unprecedented move that has left analysts scrambling for historical comparisons, Nvidia and AMD have agreed to hand over 15% of their Chinese AI chip revenues to the US government. This isn't your typical corporate tax or export duty. It's a revenue-sharing agreement that feels more like a mafia protection racket than traditional trade policy. The deal centers around Nvidia's H20 chip, a deliberately dumbed-down version of their flagship AI processors designed specifically for the Chinese market. Think of it as selling a Ferrari with a speed limiter. It looks impressive but may not be able to reach its full potential. The H20 was created after Biden-era export controls banned the sale of Nvidia's most advanced chips to China, citing national security concerns. But here's where it gets interesting. Trump initially expanded these restrictions in April, effectively killing H20 sales to China entirely. Nvidia had to write off $4.5 billion in inventory and commitments, a financial gut punch that would make even the most seasoned CFO wince. Then just as suddenly, the ban was reversed, but with a catch that almost nobody saw coming. The art of the deal, Silicon Valley style. Trump's approach to this situation reveals his fundamental worldview. Everything is negotiable, and America should get paid. Rather than maintaining the traditional binary of national security threat versus safe for export, he's created a third category: safe enough if we get our cut. The numbers are staggering. Before the April restrictions, Nvidia was selling around $7.1 billion worth of H20 chips per quarter to China. With the 15% government take, that means Uncle Sam could pocket over $1 billion every 3 months from Nvidia alone. For a president who made his fortune in real estate deals, this must feel like the ultimate win-win scenario. From Nvidia's perspective, this deal seems to represent pragmatic capitalism at its finest. CEO Jensen Huang, who has been walking a diplomatic tightrope between Washington and Beijing, understands a fundamental truth. 85% of something is infinitely better than 100% of nothing. The company's statement was diplomatically bland, but revealed their strategic thinking. We follow rules the US government sets for our participation in worldwide markets. Why China matters more than you think. To understand why Nvidia agreed to this unusual arrangement, you need to grasp just how crucial the Chinese market is. China represented about 13% of Nvidia's total revenue in fiscal 2025, roughly $17 billion. But it's not just about the current numbers. It's about the future of AI development globally. Chinese tech giants like Alibaba, Tencent, and ByteDance aren't just customers. They're innovation engines driving AI advancement. When these companies can't access cutting-edge hardware, they don't just sit idle. They innovate around the constraints, potentially developing solutions that could eventually compete with American AI systems. Here's the kicker. Nvidia's absence from China has created a vacuum that competitors appear to be eager to fill. Huawei's Ascend AI chips, once dismissed as inferior alternatives, are rapidly improving, while Nvidia's H100 delivers 2000 BF16 TFLOPS compared to Ascend 910C's 780 BF16 TFLOPS. The gap is narrowing. More importantly, every day Nvidia stays out of China is another day for Huawei to gain market share and customer loyalty. The market dynamics have already shifted dramatically. Nvidia once commanded 95% of China's GPU market. Under the restrictions, that number plummeted to 50%. In the high-stakes world of AI infrastructure, market share can be everything. Losing it is easy, but winning it back requires years of relationship rebuilding. The math that makes everyone happy, sort of. Let's break down the financial impact with some real numbers. Based on Nvidia's recent performance, a typical quarter of H20 sales to China generates around $7 to $9 billion in revenue. Under the new arrangement, If we assume $8 billion in quarterly sales, the U.S. government would receive $1.2 billion, leaving Nvidia with $6.8 billion. The timing couldn't be better for Nvidia's financial planning either. The company has been facing downward earnings revisions, largely due to geopolitical uncertainties rather than fundamental business problems. This deal provides clarity, expensive clarity, but clarity nonetheless.